This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hi everyone, I'm Andrea Jackson.
And I'm Matt Doolittle. Mitch English will be joining us a little later right here on the big Daily Flash show. So I was in California. My wife helps operate the space convention for ISDC, National Space Society. A lot of stuff that goes over my head.
She's fancy and
She's
smart.
a lawyer, so she goes and
a
talks
lawyer.
space law. So she takes me out there so I can help out with stuff or whatever, and I like that stuff too. But I got to sit in on a panel with some big time producers. One guy is a creature maker. He did all the aliens on the Orville, and he's done stuff for Star Trek in the past. Star Trek actors were there, but one guy that was very interesting was this sound effects creator, sound mixer. And he has worked on like all of Michael Bay's films. He's worked with Spielberg. He's done all these big blockbuster movies. And one of the topics came up about AI. And of course, it's one of the biggest things. It's escalated so quick through the industry. That's what really the long strikes were about when it came to the actors and the writers. Well, one thing he said that during those strikes, he had a red letter moment in his profession when they had to get some additional audio for Nicky Stanicky, this movie they were putting out, and they needed the actor to say some words, and they couldn't. They were like, we can't use him. They didn't have it mixed where they could put it together themselves. So they're like, hey, can we use AI as a placeholder till we can get him in?
Wow.
And he's like, okay. He's like, because they had to show it to executives and stuff, so we need this thing. So they do it, and this guy has done every mixing in the world. He hears stuff. He could not tell the difference when they did that. And he said it was a placeholder, and when they did it, everybody in that room just looked around like, we're in trouble. Like then it's really started hitting them. So he's saying it's inevitable, it's gonna be used. And in the film industry and almost any industry, you just better learn how to use it. Yeah. That was his big takeaway. He's like, don't use it as a tool. It shouldn't be a replacement. Yeah. But it's going to help you get through blockades and stuff and do stuff quicker. But once what really those strikes were about was them not using the raw piece of that and cutting out everybody else, because they looked at that and they're like, we don't have to pay the actor to come back in to say the thing.
Exactly.
So that just really opened my eyes. We're like, if this guy's saying it, we're in some trouble.
Well, and the saying goes like, it's not AI that's going to take your job. It's the people who don't understand how to use AI who will lose their jobs.
Right, exactly.
And so to your point, I mean, unless we get out in front of it and understand how it's going to affect an industry or our work in the future, I mean, it's crazy. I'm looking at social media during these NBA finals and I'm seeing these deep fakes with Jason Tatum and Ant-Man, and you see them at these press conferences, their mouths sync up to what they're saying. It sounds like their voices. It's not them, but it's amazing what they're able to do.
It's close. It's dangerous.
Yeah,
it's terrifying.
Dangerous. Yes.
But to his point, and this guy's been in the business for 30 years, and he said that he's had to start training on it. Luckily, he's kind of on the back end of his career, so he's like, I got about 5 years left, and then I don't have to worry about this. But he's training everybody.
It's a good reminder to make sure that you question everything that you see.
Yeah, especially at the end of this year for some reason. Well, a man relocated to a 5-star all-inclusive resort for a month after realizing it was cheaper than paying his monthly rent and other bills. Josh Kerr was scrolling the internet in search of an all-inclusive holiday deal when he realized he could just use 28 nights as a time frame. When he did, he was surprised to see that the cost for the month-long holiday, while still a big sum, was on par with his monthly rent and expenses. In fact, he says it was actually a better deal. But how? Josh found an all-inclusive resort in Turkey with a pool and gym for around $1,100. He then added all his bills, rent and taxes, which came close to $1,000, not including what he would spend on food or drinks. He jet-set it off to Turkey, staying at the Port River Hotel and Spa near the beach, and he enjoyed all the amenities. So it's a good idea.
I can see how that's more beneficial, especially if the food and drink are included and you've got your own gym and spa. You're not paying for utilities, you're not paying for groceries, you're not paying for a gym membership. You're basically living the life, at a resort.
Well, you're living a resort right here on Daily Flash. Right back.
KSA Entertainment is proud to produce and provide a robust collection of entertaining, uplifting, and timely content to broadcast, cable, and streaming platforms in the U.S., Canada, and Puerto Rico. KSA Entertainment. On point, on air.